Welcome YouTube. Welcome to episode number 4 of Around the World with Microsoft Flight Simulator. You join me today. We are at Ireland West Airport NOC, IATA code NOC, ICAO code EIKN. Last time, in the last episode, we looked at the default Ireland West Airport. It was not good at all. It was basically a runway with a few automatically generated buildings. Very poor marking, almost no markings on the ground, so not very usable. Definitely no lights. I found a freeware version on flightsim.to that we are going to take a look at today. This freeware version was built specifically for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. The author does not seem to have updated it for 2024 as yet. However, I thought I'd give it a shot, and what you see here is that version of Ireland West Airport. And in today's episode, we will be looking at this freeware from flightsim.to, as well as we will be making our way over to our next airport in the series, which is Keflavik International in Iceland. So let's take a look at Ireland West. So straight away, as you can see, this author of the freeware has created custom buildings. They look decent. They may not be the best quality of the highest quality, but they definitely look decent. There is a lot of detail. He's also gone through the trouble of identifying and putting in some ground markings. They look decent. He's got parking spots. As I said in the previous episode, this airport is definitely used by Aer Lingus and Ryanair for flights. Mostly domestic, but I believe that Aer Lingus might actually operate from here into London. So definitely a airport that's useful if you're flying, if you're mimicking Aer Lingus's flights, or if you're flying Ryanair, then this might be useful for you. I will put the link in the description. So this is the main tarmac. Added some buildings, added some other static scenery elements, added some he's added some airport fire services and other emergency services. The car park is default. I don't think they've done anything with it. The runway has definitely been cleaned up. Yep, the runway has certainly been cleaned up, and the secondary apron does not look like anything's been done with the secondary apron. No, this still looks like, oh yeah, they have this person has added a specific building, some containers, and some more ground markings here. So yeah, he's done some work. He or she has done some work on the secondary apron as well, the cargo apron. So overall, I think this is a decent effort. Even if this is meant for 2020, it appears to work just fine in 2024. I don't know why they have not updated the compatibility on flightsim.to, but this is fine. Let's take a look at what it now looks at dark. Usually that's where things start falling apart. Let's see what happens after dark. Okay, so there we go. Okay, runway is lit, nicely lit. Okay, runway lights are good. Let's see if we can figure out where the aprons are. Okay, so there is one apron. There's some lights there, but there are no taxiway side lights. The building itself is lit. It's kind of hard to see what is going on here. I'm going to go to dusk rather than dark. Okay, there we go. Okay, so no, not really, not a whole lot of lights, unfortunately. No tarmac lights, no apron lights, nothing here at the cargo apron. I should look up the Ireland API and see if this airport is actually used at night or not, but the main terminal area is definitely lit up. So that's the main terminal area that is actually lit up. Let's have a look. Yep, that is actually lit up. So this, yeah, this is actually usable at night. Barely, but it is still usable. It's a good effort. It could use a little bit more light, but it is what it is. I would certainly recommend this. I'm going to give this airport a rating of 3, and as usual, we will have the link to the flightsim.to file in the description box, so be sure to pick this up if you're flying to Ireland West Airport, NOC. And with that, we will conclude our review of this airport, and I will see you next as I taxi out for takeoff. So for those of you that are using GSX in Flight Simulator 2024, if you look at the pushback, the default pushback is straight back, which, given the apron size, looks about right. This airport obviously did not come with a GSX profile, but given the size of the apron, this pushback looks about right. Otherwise, I would just recommend that you actually edit the pushback to your liking, but I think this pushback is quite good. Alright, we're done with pushback, and this is going to be a flaps 3 takeoff. I think I'm fairly heavy. Let me just check. Let's see. Yep, I'm at max 0 fuel weight, so I am fairly heavy. So this is not a runway that is super large. So we are gonna do a flaps 3 takeoff, which is perfectly fine. But obviously, we're not going to see the takeoff here. The intent now is to see whether the runways and the taxiways are smooth or have any bumps or other terraforming issues been introduced. So with that, let's taxi to the holding point for runway 26 departures. Brakes coming off. Taxi lights on. And we will start turning. It looks pretty smooth. I'm not expecting an issue, to be honest, but usually somewhere on these taxiways or at the joint between the taxiway and the runway, depending on how the airport was built, could be a little bumpy, but let's see if that's the case with this airport. The holding on the taxiway is nice and properly lit. That's nice. Would be nice to have some taxiway signs. That is one thing that is missing here, so I'm going to deduct a few points for that. Taxiway signs would have been really helpful. I'm sure this airport has taxiway signs. Okay, so let's hang a left and go to the end of the runway. Yeah, this is perfectly smooth. I don't have issues with it. I just wish it had some taxiway signs. I was going to give this one a 3, but maybe I will deduct half a point for missing taxiway signs, and we will end up with a 2.5 for this one. Remember, the original default Ireland West Airport I ranked at a 1 star. This one is significantly better, so I'm going to give it a 2.5 stars. Okay, we've just landed runway 19er here at Keflavik. As you can see, it's pretty bad weather. We're going to go taxi over to the terminal area, which is behind us. Let's see how this one looks like. The ILS was good. We have the taxiway coming up here on our right. We will take that and see how that functions. Okay, let's take that one. The lines appear to be okay. There are signs, so that's also good. And we continue. Okay, we'll turn that off. We'll keep the taxiway lights on, and let's see. There we go. The taxiway itself appears to be of decent quality. If I can see anything, doesn't appear to be any bumps or other weirdness. So let's head to the terminal building. See flashing lights up ahead. I don't know what that is, but we'll see. Okay. Doesn't seem too bad. Alright, let me just park up and then we will review this airport together. Okay, we are on the final taxiway. So far the taxiways have been pretty decent. These are all on the right hand side, supposed to be parking areas, but this is just satellite imagery. There's nothing over there, so there's no pavement, there's no tarmac in the game over there. So the terminal remote east, as it's called, is not there. Let's see, there's the main terminal, and it does have a building, it does have some gates. The ramp, the taxiways have been okay, they have been decent. For auto-generated scenery, they have been decent. This is definitely not hand created, but so far it's been okay. And but again, as you can see, the jetways are just hanging around without being connected to anything. The lines are there, that's okay, but the lines end too short, they don't take you all the way up, so the tarmac isn't all that great. The building itself kinda looks okay. The jet bridges are in the wrong spot. Okay, so we are here, we are parked up. Now let's go investigate and see what this airport looks like. Let's jump into the drone mode and let's go to clear weather. We don't like the yucky weather. Let's go to the clear weather. Okay, so terminal building is auto-generated. Gates are all misplaced. Oh, this is... yeah, the gates are misplaced. Some are inside the building, some are outside the buildings. I can pretty much see that there is nowhere here for any lighting at all. So this is not likely to be lit. So again, ground markings are poor. Let's go to night and let's see what this looks like. It's almost night. Well, the building is lit, but there are no tarmac lights, so it's going to be difficult to see where you're going. The taxiways are okay, the taxiways are decent, but you can fly in and out of here. But um, if you're flying on VATSIM at all, or any other IVAO, or any of the other ones, this is not going to work. I am going to give this a 2.5. This is actually not a very good airport auto-generated. There are gobs of tarmac areas missing that really should not be. It's unfortunate, but what you see here is just satellite imagery. There is no tarmac. Even somehow the auto generation failed to generate the tarmac. And as you can see, gates are all a mishmash. This one down here is buried in the building. None of them appear to be connected to the building. They're just random gates. So this is definitely a 2.5. The let's see now, where is the other apron? Unfortunately, there is no airport that is available for free. No freeware. I really don't care much about the buildings, but I wish there was an airport that actually had proper ground markings and proper tarmac, etc. Proper taxiways. But it is what it is. There is a payware available. I will link that in the description below, but this one is going to be a 2.5, unfortunately. So final, we end up with Ireland West Airport freeware version at 2.5, and we end up with a default Keflavik International also at a 2.5. So with that, we come to the end of episode number 4. Episode number 5 is going to take us from Keflavik right here over to Akureyri, another airport in Iceland. It's only about 300 kilometers away, 160-ish nautical miles. I don't know. We'll check. Alpha Echo Yankee, or Bravo India Alpha Romeo. Akureyri Airport is next. So the next episode will be Keflavik to Akureyri. Thank you all. Hope to see you again in episode number 5. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.